In August 2014, the UAE state security interfered in Libyan internal affairs when they kidnapped 10 Libyan businessmen, some with Canadian and American dual citizenship, without warrants or charges. The businessmen were interrogated and tortured in a clandestine prison for 120 days. 4 victims were released and deported, and 6 remain. Increasing international media and pressure from the United States, Canada, human rights groups, and the United Nations drove the UAE state security to coerce confessions, build fabricated terrorism charges, and submit 2 cases to the UAE federal court. The trial against the 2 businessmen started in October 2015, and the second with the remaining 4 began this January. Because these men had broken no laws, the state security retroactively charged them with a newly minted UAE counterterrorism law. The international community called the UAE judiciary to uphold due process and justice in the face of the state security's disregard for the law. The United Nations called for an immediate release. In mid-March, the 2 businessmen in the first trial were acquitted. This signaled judicial discontent for the state security's aggressive, baseless charges. Seeing imminent acquittals for the remaining 4, the state security prosecutor made an unprecedented move, dropping the terrorism charges and introducing entirely new charges. Some media celebrated the dropping of terrorism charges, but the move is simply another strategy and a further obstruction of justice by the UAE state security. After 550 days of imprisonment, torture, mistreatment, and denial of justice, the prosecution has seen its abuse of power challenged by the courts and was forced to change strategies. The flimsy, fabricated terrorism charges fell apart. Regardless of the prosecutor's maneuvers, the defense team is confident that a case file based on secret sources, state security agent witnesses, and coerced confessions do not hold water with Supreme Court judges. Like Libyans worldwide, the defendants remain unwavering that they lawfully sent relief supplies and aid strictly to the legitimate government of Libya, recognized by the international community, including the UAE. The prosecution is attempting to deprive the remaining victims of their innocence and freedom. The state security knows its reputation and authority is waning under public scrutiny. It has become a black mark on the UAE's image. The state security is obstructing justice to convict these men of crimes at any cost, to justify their impunity and preserve their claim to being the legitimate protector of the UAE's national security. The UAE federal court must uphold justice and refrain from UAE state security obstruction of the judicial process. It is time for the UAE to recognize the injustice committed to these victims, to use this human rights tragedy as a trigger for reform that will rein the state security back into the realm of law and order.